Dude, so I told her to get rid of it,
Well, she can't
And-
anymore.
No, man. Luckily, I paid off some money. I said, go to the
Fuck.
nearest clinic and get the shit out, man. I mean,
What?
we can't do this.
It's not gonna happen, bro. And I mean,
Well, it did, and you know what? That should save my life, man. So
it did. It
Yeah.
did. I mean, wart removal is no joke. Oh,
yeah, exactly. Well, is Ben?
No.
Did Ben hit record again?
Somebody
Fuck,
hit record.
again.
How does he do that? He does it.
I don't know,
magically.
man. He does it in the weirdest
Right in
times
the middle.
too.
He always does it as soon as we're saying something embarrassing about our personal lives. But as you can tell, once again, joining the Skip the Noise podcast tonight, we will not have our illustrious, the what would you say, the ringmaster. He will not be in tonight, Mr. Benjamin
The
James.
gatekeeper, I
The
guess.
gatekeeper, yeah. He's like the condom tester. He will not be in tonight. He will be in the Netherlands or wherever the fuck, somewhere in the astral plane, finding out who he is. So tonight you'll be joined by me, myself, aka Mexican Nostradamus, and my fellow podcaster, kind of on top of me on the screen today, the Brown Python. And we like to
Benji's
love
the
him.
kind of guy that will go to Jerusalem test for forgiveness. That's
Yeah.
the kind of the guy Benji is.
I think that's what he's doing. I think that's
Yeah,
what he's doing.
he's up in the Temple Mount right now asking for forgiveness.
You better watch it. Don't go on the wrong side. You're gonna get fucked up. He's gonna get fucking like, oh boy, he's gonna have a rough one. But yeah, so welcome to Skip the Noise contest, fucking podcast, dude. I'm fucking off tonight. We were off last week, so I think feeling a little rusty.
Yeah, man.
But
it was well deserved too, man. I
Yeah, we
couldn't,
needed it.
We
We
really
needed
needed it.
it was a rough April, rough fucking April.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it, but
Nope.
let's just say the RS has something to do with this shit. Right? The
And
IRS.
doesn't that sound like the beginning of like a romance story? The IRS had something to do with it. Like never. That's never happened
No.
where the IRS has ever began a romance story. But I'll tell you one thing that's going to cause a lot of kinks in romance stories. And it's what we're going to be leading off and talking about quite a bit of the show. So I like to go ahead and say this first and foremost. A lot of people are going to have differing opinions on abortion, right?
Mm.
It's the most polarizing subject in the United States, bar none. I mean, there's that, and that whether that dress was blue or gold.
I
But
saw the Virgin Mary.
yeah, right. So I
Yeah.
kind of saw I saw something like that too. But nonetheless, just keep an open mind. Not necessarily about positions, but about understanding where both sides of us were going to be discussing this, whether it's for or against abortion, or whether are the implications of what's happened with the Supreme Court and everything. And so I guess try not to, there's more than stake than just personal preference, opinions, or even morality. Rather, just understand that the nuances and the complications of what's about to occur is far beyond, wouldn't you say? Far beyond anything we probably have seen legally in our lifetime.
I'll tell you what, I think 2022 has been a lot of full measures.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
No half measures. I mean, we thought Ukraine was going to just insert the tip of their military into Ukraine.
No.
They went all in, man.
They went
all in.
Braun Python on that one. They pulled it all in.
They went all
shoved
the
that
way in. And we thought it was just going to be a small incursion, like Biden said, but they went all in, man.
Yeah,
they went
they
full
did.
measure on that one.
They took the condom off too and didn't tell anybody. I mean, they went all in. And so
Yeah.
with that being said, we let's go ahead and set the stage. So yesterday around 8 or 9 o'clock,
And it was pretty late.
Yeah, a leaked document from the Supreme Court, which was basically a rough draft of the majority vote in overturning and the justification for overturning Roe versus Wade and Casey versus Planned Parenthood. These are both cases that deal primarily with the legality, or actually not even the legality, or rather the protection of the right for a woman to have an abortion.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, basically, I mean, if you look at the case, Roe versus Wade was the right of women to choose, and Casey versus Planned Parenthood, I believe, had to do more with
State sovereignty.
State sovereignty in a sense. But nonetheless, what these Supreme Court decisions did was protect federally, which would be, the law of the land that abortion was legal for women to do. So now you have a majority of the Supreme Court, which will now be overturning that. And so what happened was that this is a twofold issue. Not only is it something as polarizing as abortion, which has been legal for 50 years in the United States, being overturned, but the fact that the opinion of the majority was also leaked. We're talking about this just doesn't happen. This is one of the most rare occurrences for this particular thing to have happened.
This by itself is many faces. It's a multifaceted issue.
Yes.
There's the issue of overturning Roe v. Wade and possibly giving the authority back to the states to, outlaw or ban or not or keep legal. Then there's the act of leaking this to the media. They're leaking the opinion of the Justice Alito to the media. Which, okay, so to put in context, what does this opinion mean and what happens? What ends up happening is when the justices deliberate on a case, what they do is they write these briefs and they circulate among each other so they can read each other's opinion and see where they're coming from. In other words, because ultimately it's a court, it's illegal, everything has to be on paper. Their opinions have to be on paper, and that gets circulated to the other justices so they can read their positions and maybe convince one over the other.
What's a justification?
It's a justification, yes, but this gets distributed amongst the other justices. So somebody within the Supreme Court, maybe a clerk or an attorney or somebody, got a hold of this and abused the trust that they were given at the court and leaked this out to the media, which has never happened, and has a lot of people concerned, thinking that the Supreme Court is crumbling from within.
Well, 100%, 100% is crumbling within.
Because now, because this is out, the justices who voted for banning abortion, now they've got their backs to the wall. They're not going to buckle down. If they change their opinion, it'll be blamed on mob rule. Right. They were influenced by the mob, and they backed down on their opinion.
Well, they weren't going to change their opinion. I mean, this was. Let's be very.
Sometimes they do.
Frank. No, this was a very well written. This was a final draft. This was very well written. This was established. They weren't going to change their opinion. This just wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen.
The ruling doesn't happen until the end of June. So
right, but they weren't going to change their opinion. This is more just for them to. The way it was written and the opinions, expressed by the majority leader Alito, this wasn't going to change, and not necessarily, but that was kind of point. That's why. So just to kind of tee off into abortion itself and what it means, but the leak has a twofold thing. So people say, well, it could have been a liberal justice that leaked it, because let's not get this wrong. A justice was involved in leaking this.
Yeah.
100% on either side. And so it could have been a liberal justice who leaked it in order to energize the liberal base to try to rally against it in the midterms. That's a high possibility. Or a conservative justice could have leaked it in order to basically force the hands of the people that already voted on it. Because just like Rick said, if they change their opinion, now they're going to look like they're being swayed by public opinion, which is not good. It's very bad.
And then there's the middle of the road. The middle of the road argument is that they released it to prep people.
Yes.
For this.
Right. And this also very much could have been it, because they do realize that this decision is going to cause chaos. This decision is going to cause violence.
So you release it 2 months in advance of the actual ruling, and you give people time to digest it. It's not law of the land yet. They'll talk about it, they'll stress it, and then hopefully in 2 months' time it'll die down, or it won't be so passionate, and they'll people will have accepted it at this point.
Right. But I don't really see the middle of the road one, right? I mean, because people are going to be fired up about this like a motherfucker. I mean, this is going to this. I mean, there's very few really super polarizing topics in the United States in politics. Abortion is got to be what, one or two, right? I mean, it's got to be up there. I mean, this is one where people are from a religious standpoint, from a states' rights standpoint, from it's so many different aspects. I mean, you're it's just a very women's rights. It's so multifaceted. It is the most polarizing thing, but now we have a Supreme Court that is, for better lack of words, it's completely, I mean, it's suspect now. We have a very damaged Supreme Court now.
Well, because of this leak,
yeah, this leak. I mean, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimacy of the Supreme Court of the United States is now at stake. We have a branch that was supposed to kind of be the brakes for the United States. If shit got too crazy, the Supreme Court steps in and puts the brakes. Why? Because that's part of federalism. That's the reason why they're there. That's what's kind of the establishment of the way, rather, that the Supreme Court got established, was because it's supposed to put the brakes on things that are polarizing, things that are, it just slows down the process. This has a rapid turnaround. In 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, we've had 3 Supreme Court justices basically
replaced.
Appointed. And 4, if we think about the new one that's going to be coming in.
Oh yeah, 4.
So we
3
have
scoops for Trump.
Right, 3 scoops for Trump, 1 scoop for Biden. And so if you look at it, these 3 individuals have basically driven to overturn Roe versus Wade in 2 years. I mean, it's pretty fucking terrifying.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. They're not overturning Roe v. Wade because they're not making it illegal to get an abortion across the land. Essentially what they're doing is they're giving the power back to the states to determine whether or not they want to have abortion in their states. They're bringing it back to the people, to the voters, to decide, really.
Well, right. They are, in a way, right? Except that there's over 20, there's 13 states currently that have trigger laws that were voted in a long time ago, that once abortion became basically up to states' rights, or Roe versus Wade was overturned, they would automatically make abortions illegal. Those were laws made a long time ago that are going to go into effect immediately.
Yeah.
This, I mean, I get what you're saying, right? So
yeah,
but a lot of people are going to say, well, this has to do with states' rights. But there are some things that need to be protected. And by overturning Roe versus Wade, the legitimacy of several other Supreme Court decisions will become, like, they're going to become suspect. They're not going to have the temperance or the longevity to give anyone, I guess, confidence in our system.
Yeah, because imagine if the justices were to reverse their decision, because they still can.
Right. Oh, God. Now they look totally illegitimate.
Yeah, dude. Now it's like, well, first, the presidential election didn't help them out either. Okay, you gotta, you had they refused to listen to these cases that were brought to the Supreme Court, and Clarence it didn't help that Clarence Thomas wanted to hear them, and Justice Roberts didn't want to hear it.
Well, because Justice Roberts is a normal human being. I mean, he's still crazy. Don't get me wrong. When you can say Justice fucking Roberts is the most liberal conservative on that board, on that whole fucking, like, for the right, he's like the most liberal. Jesus Christ. Like, that's scary.
And so they did, and there were stories that Justice Roberts didn't want to bring it onto the court because he didn't want the backlash from the people, the rioting and whatnot, to occur. So that's why he didn't bring any of these cases to the Supreme Court, so they can be like the Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, anyway,
yeah,
there was talk about that. That was a
God.
rumor. That was a rumor. No one ever confirmed it from within the court, but there was a rumor saying that, and all you need is rumor, really. Okay,
Right.
that's all you really need. You don't need facts. The rumor was that they didn't want to bring it to the court because they didn't want to deal with the backlash and the rioting that occurs. Okay,
I don't know. I think that
whether it's true or not, I don't know.
I don't
have no
think so.
idea.
I think the Supreme Court has rejected a lot of cases that are just illegitimate,
Maybe,
or rather
Yeah.
that they prefer that they get cleared up in the lower courts because the precedent wasn't substantial enough for them to listen to. That's
But
really the whole point
the
of the Supreme Court.
true, but the perception was that they were influenced by mob rule. Basically, that's the perception. And so now if they go back and change their opinion on this thing that came out, they're going to be perceived to have been influenced by mob rule as well.
Right.
Okay.
No, right, exactly. But that once again plays into one of the concepts we said was somebody knew that and didn't want anybody to get cold feet. Because this is a 5-4 decision. All it took was one of them, and maybe one of them was a little on the edge. Probably Kavanaugh. And
Maybe.
somebody silenced him. Because if you listen to him and Amy Cohen Barrett, and this is where Murkowski and Allen, I think that a couple of the women senators, 2 of them Republicans, asked this question directly.
Yeah, what's that?
Would you overturn Roe v. Wade? And both Cohen Barrett, the Opus Dei cult woman, and Kavanaugh both replied saying that no, this is a precedent. We wouldn't need to.
Well, they're not going to ban
That was a
abortion.
direct lie. That was a direct lie. No. They said that they weren't going to overturn Roe v. Wade, and they went immediately after Roe v. Wade.
Well, they gave it back to the states.
Well, no. But it was supposed to be a protected precedent, and they both stated that. I think, honestly, if you ask me personally, I think only Amy Cohen Barrett is a complete psycho, right-wing Christian, psychopath.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Well,
Why?
she is because she was part of a cult, dude. Like priests were taking turns on her while her husband was watching.
Okay. Here's the thing now. Here's the difference between Democrat led confirmations and Republican led confirmations. When it's a Democrat on the stand or being questioned
right
for justice, none of the personal life ever comes out. It's all about judicial review.
They did with
No,
this new
they did
lady.
not.
Yes, they did. They
No, they
questioned
did
her.
not.
They questioned
Well,
her intelligence. They questioned
that's not personal?
their grades, pretty personal. They asked, no, they did bring up her personal. No, they went after this lady.
Did they go
too.
back to her high school days and ask her what in her yearbook what she meant when she said this on the
I'm
quote?
pretty sure.
No, they did not.
No,
That's
no. There was. They
that's a Democrat thing.
They
they're
belittled
kids.
her and they questioned her intelligence as if she was like a child.
Dude, when she asked
bro.
They didn't when they asked her what a woman was, she said, "I'm not a biologist." Well, no shit, but you're still fucking justice. Come on.
Well, nonetheless, what the whole point was is they were going for sound bites. And every Supreme Court justice gets destroyed. I mean, the fucking Republicans wouldn't even fucking listen, wouldn't even do the one that Obama did at the end of his term.
Of course they didn't have to.
No, it's bullshit. They didn't.
They were under
but see, they didn't even give him a chance. So all I'm saying is this process is flawed nonetheless. But I get what you're saying, right? People, no, but no one. Amy Cohen Barrett, her past came out through the media.
Exactly.
That was different. No one brought that up in the courts. No one said, "Hey, you're a part of like Opus Dei, and you were watching. Your husband was watching as you got plugged by 15 different priests while you're like on some altar." No one said that, but it did come out in public. But what I'm trying to get to is this is an activist court, and conservatives typically are not activists. This whole fucking thing's being flipped on its head now. I mean, do you know, if you really read Alito's And this is confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. The Supreme Court and Justice Roberts confirmed the authenticity of this whole thing. This isn't like some people are saying, well, it could have been fake in the beginning. No, this is 100% confirmed. Yeah. And Chief Justice and John Roberts is trying to lead basically an internal review of how this happened. But if you read into a person, I hope so too. I hope so too. But nothing can happen. There's no legality, no problems. But what this leads into, if you really read his thing, he's going after gay marriage. That's the next on the chopping block. Is that really where we want to go? Is this, you really want to turn back all the, and you can not be progressive or not progressive, but keeping two people from getting married because they're a man and woman, and they're not man and woman. Is that really where we want to go back to? And that's where they're leading. His dissension heavily attacks that, saying that it's not part of customary laws. Well, guess what? Segregation, not a customary law. There's a lot of shit that we can fucking lose because does every freedom we have to have a fucking constitutional amendment?
No. But yeah, I don't know why he's going after gay marriage.
No. If you read his dissension, it's about the privacy.
Because that shit doesn't hurt anybody. Honestly, no, it really doesn't.
He's already going after it. This ruling, he mentions the gay marriage ruling.
Yeah.
It also, he believes, was an overstep. No, dude, they're going after it all.
Maybe.
They're going after it all. Well, no, this is it. So then what is segregation an overstep? Forcing states to recognize human beings and treat them correctly? That's what I'm telling you. This is the tip of the spear. And don't get me wrong, abortion's massive. But so is women's suffrage. So is segregation, the end of segregation. So are a lot of fucking things that are not written into our Constitution. Like, yes, the Constitution says you cannot have slavery, but it does not say that you don't not have, it does not say anything about segregation.
Well, yeah, that's what the Civil Rights Act was for, to address that.
Right. But that's not in there. The Supreme Court can overturn so many things.
Even like the Civil Rights Act?
It can, because it's not a constitutional amendment.
Interesting.
Think about it. Everything's a law, right? Roe v. Wade was a precedent established by a court case, which essentially becomes the interpretation of law.
Yeah.
So was the gay marriage. So is gay marriage. So is a lot of shit. I mean, so now we're going to have what states they're just going to say it's illegal for gay marriage.
It goes back to the concept of, and this happened in the Civil War too, and even during the framing of the Constitution, is how much power do the states have over the federal government?
Well, right. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So it's about that. It is that has been the fight since the very beginning, is how much power are these states going to have versus the federal government, and what is the federal government's role in policing these states and protecting the people versus the states themselves. So I don't know, dude. Like, I could see where Justice Alito is coming from, about the gay marriage and the abortion thing, because how much power do you want to give the states? And he may be a true conservative constitutionalist. He's like, no, or a true federalist, where he's like, give the power to the states. Federal government should be small and limited. That's where he might be going with this.
But we know that's not. We know that's not what he means. We know that's not where he gets it from.
Where does he get it from?
It's because this is an over conservative Evan. I can't even say this. What the
Avenatti type? Are you calling Avenatti the guy who went to prison?
That too. No, but this is a super
CNN
Christian
said it was
thing.
president. Okay.
This is super Christian. The whole point is they're trying to basically say that things that are not typical or have historical precedent. That's kind of what they're saying. So gay marriage, abortion, these are not typical in their representation of what they believe is what the forefathers meant.
So do you think that they're coming from this from a religious standpoint? From
Yes, this is
no,
100%. This
really?
has nothing to do with states' rights.
Really? You think
Nothing to
so?
do with
I don't
states'
know,
rights.
man. It seems
Nope.
no, I don't know about that.
It's 100%. They don't care. This has nothing to do with state rights. And at the same time, we need to have some things that are protected, because ultimately what led to the Civil War was states overstepping their bounds. Because at some point, we live in a democracy, but it's also a federal system of government. The federal government reigns supreme. If we want to become a Delian type league, city states or states that are more independent, that's a different game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a whole different understanding. Then we're no longer a United States. We're rather a confederation of states. It's a different game, man. I just think
You mean
that
a confederacy? You mean with
well,
stars
I mean,
and
kind
bars
of.
and
I mean, kind of. I
Trump
mean,
flags?
but even
Nice.
then, though,
All
the
right.
Confederacy was actually, if you looked at their charter, they limited state power significantly more. They were more
Really?
authoritarian when it came. Yeah, you look at what they were really trying to do. Yeah, no, it was just about money. But in the end, all
And
I'm saying,
slavery.
yeah, well, it's slavery. Well, I mean, slavery was money. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it was all about in the end. But what I'm saying is these type of turning these type of precedents after 50 years is a serious issue. And they could come after same-sex marriage. They can even come after contraception, like defense, like making people. There's so many things that they can go after. And at the
Also,
end, privacy is also one of the things that are being turned into. So, like the draft opinion, basically, what happened in Roe versus Wade and also in Planned Parenthood versus Casey.
yeah.
It covers more than just abortion. So, I saw a really good thing. So I don't want to beat this one too badly or not get this, but basically, I want to make sure I want to get this right. Hold on. So there's a concept of privacy, right? And so there's going to be, man, I'm sorry. I'm
What do you
usually
mean?
a
Like
little
a
bit better
concept of
about that.
privacy within this
Within the
rules of
home,
abortion?
within the home, within a person's own sexuality, things of that nature. There's a lot more that can happen with this. So
I
in
don't
Roe
know.
versus Wade,
Yeah.
the case established right to abortion nationwide, and cases involving same-sex marriage, contraception, and sexual relations. So that's the other part, is sodomy laws can come back into states.
Yeah, but those
So,
are, dude, who's going to police sodomy?
dude, that's what they did. So homosexuals who are engaged in homosexual like acts
Yeah.
were prosecuted under sodomy laws. It was illegal for you to have sex outside of a man and woman relationship. This can now happen again. That's what I'm telling you. This court case, while it's a completely devastating and utterly disgusting, in my opinion, strike against women's rights, it also goes against a lot of sexuality rights too. I mean, dude, I think up until up until this time, a blowjob was considered sodomy. Yeah.
Was
So
it enforceable though?
yes, it was. Now it depended on whether or not it was between a man and a woman, like how they would treat it.
Yeah.
But if it was a dude hooking another dude up, that was enforceable. That was like you got in trouble. That was a crime.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be considered a deadwood law? I
What
mean,
do you mean?
you got these.
Explain.
Yeah, some states, especially a lot of these old Western states, have these stupid deadwood laws where it's stupid. Like you can't look at a woman for more than 5 seconds, or
Oh, I get you.
you can't own more than 2.5 horses, some shit like that, some crazy shit like that.
Right, right. Like that, like if you leave your horse in front of the public store for more than a week,
exactly.
you can
There
get
you
fined.
go.
Yes,
Exactly. Like shit like that, sodomy laws, blowjob laws. Wouldn't that be considered deadwood at this point in time in our society? I mean,
right.
They're not enforceable. They're not enforced. They're not enforceable. They're ridiculous, basically.
Right.
I mean, right?
No, but they aren't. So let's say now that's the problem. So let's say these other laws were deadwood laws, like you explained, like these superfluous laws that just never really been cleared out of the system.
Yeah.
What happens if they make new ones?
Well,
yeah,
the Supreme Court,
that's a real fucking problem. No, and then what is the Supreme Court going to do? The Supreme Court has already showed that privacy and sexuality is up to the states to determine whether or not it's right. With Roe versus Wade.
How so, though?
Because they're determining what can and cannot happen in regards to a woman's body and abortion, which is considered a sexual thing. Like that's really where this all goes to.
I don't think so. I don't think it's considered a sexual thing. I think it's considered a medical procedure.
Well, no. If it was considered a medical procedure, we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's the thing. Because it's not. Abortion is about life. It's not about it being medical. That's it. It's not about states' rights. I mean, like you said, I was telling you, you hit the nail on the head.
What's that?
You said it. It's about it. I'm saying this is not about that. It's not about it being a medical procedure because that's what it is. This is about a moral interpretation of a medical procedure. That's what it is.
Okay, I can see that happen. Yeah, I can agree with that.
That's a problem, but that's a massive problem. I mean, what happens if? What happens if?
I guess it can outlaw transgender surgeries or whatever.
Well, even beyond that, let's say other treatments are like stem cells. Remember stem cells, and this is not so much of a problem now, but remember how stem cells were a big deal
during the Bush years? Yeah.
Yeah. Like people are like fucking, outlaw stem cell research, all this shit. Well, what happens if stem cell research, they what I'm saying? Because of the morality based upon it can be prevented from being used.
I mean, that's true though.
But but states can determine whether or not that's allowed when these are medical treatments. I just think it's opening a door that was already handled, right? Texas and other states were already figuring out ways to do it. This just gives carte blanche now, especially with the trigger laws that are about to go into effect.
You know what it is though about this abortion debate? It's the fact that some of these questions can't get answered. When does life begin? Does it start when the heart starts beating? Does it start at conception? Does it start at birth?
Right.
We don't know the answer to these questions, and we probably never will.
No, I don't think we'll ever determine that.
And so, yeah, and 9 justices and 300 and whatever million people in the United States all have their opinions on when life starts. Some people say it's right when at conception. Some people say, well, you got to wait for the little shocks to go through, then that's life. And the people will say 3 months. Everybody has a different opinion on this,
right?
Because nobody knows. It's like saying, what happens to you when you die? Everybody has an opinion on that. Nobody really knows. Right. So anyway, they're trying to make a decision. They're trying to outlaw abortion based on this question: when does life begin? Because if you can answer that question, then we can set a time frame for when abortion might be appropriate.
But I think the number one thing is I think a lot of people can agree nobody really likes abortion.
No, of course not.
I don't think anyone does. I mean,
you got some TikTok videos. You got some girls who are giddy about it and shit. I don't know.
They're stupid. But most likely, nobody really likes the concept of abortion, right? Because nobody really wants to do it. That's not the point of it.
Have you listened to these woke leftist feminist people?
I mean, they're
a minority. I hope they're a minority.
They're just like there's an extreme minority on the right that would be like, if you're not, if you have sex or something other than procreation, it's sodomy, and that's true. Like there's a contingent of people who believe that.
Wait, that's not true. No.
That's pretty fucking funny. But that's what I'm saying. So, I don't think anyone really likes abortion, but it's part of it. It's necessary. It's needed. People, I mean, there's a lot of women out there that unfortunately can be raped. There could be an issue with contraceptives that they didn't know. A man could get fixed and still somehow, the life finds a way. His balls could reattach and something, and next thing you know, they're pregnant. There could be severe genetic malformations. Huh?
And that fucked up. How like you can have a stroke and you can lose neurons.
Yeah.
And they'll never connect for the rest of your life, but you fucking get snipped and that shit will reconnect and get someone pregnant.
Yeah, it can. And that's what I'm saying.
Up, man. I hate life.
Think about genetic malformations, right? There's some women who find out in the womb that their child's going to have like spina bifida.
Yeah.
Or is going to have severe medical issues. And that talk about, okay, now you have a living being coming out of you in extreme pain, but now there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, not only that, I mean, you're going to have to alter your entire life.
Right.
For the, I mean, fuck, man, people can't even take care of themselves, much less a disabled kid.
Think about it. And then on top of that, how many unwanted children will there be now? There's a lot of shitty parents right now. Think about now all these people that wanted to get rid of them, right? Think about it.
Yeah.
And now there's going to be, I mean, really, and I hate to say this, but there is a direct correlation between when abortions started and really massive, crime rate dropping 18 to 20 years later. It's just, this unfortunately is a very, it's not
a necessary evil.
Yes. And we're not treating it as if, because I'll tell you right now,
I think so.
There's a lot of women that are on the other side, and there's a lot of men who partook in an abortion, because it happens a lot more than people like to admit. And that was okay for them, but now they want to get rid of it. It's just, unfortunately, it's just it's a necessary evil, and it's also a woman's, it's a woman's right. I mean, if men carry children, it would be a man's right. But ultimately, it is really a woman's right.
Yeah. On the other side of that coin, though, people are, the other argument. I'm playing devil's advocate.
I know. I think we both know that.
Yeah.
No, I think we're different. You're a conservative.
Yeah.
I believe. And I'm not trying to speak out of turn for you. I just think that you're more. You're a classic conservative. We have
I'm like a libertarian conservative. I'm.
Yeah, we don't really dip into the morality issues in that way.
Yeah. You're what you describe right now is the practical aspect of an abortion. Yes. Yeah, you don't, woman finds out that her kid's gonna have some sort of genetic or physical malformation that's going to cause pain between her and the rest of her life and the kid's life,
kill her,
or possibly
think about ectopic pregnancies.
So it happens, and practically speaking, yes, of course, it would make sense to get rid of the pregnancy. But then you have the other side of the coin, the morality issue of ending a life, because we don't know when life begins, of course. So you got to assume that it begins at conception. So you end a life, and then you fall into that issue where's the rights of the unborn?
Right.
What was it? El Salvador?
Yes.
Recently made it illegal. They're so far into the anti-abortion thing that it's illegal for women to miscarry. So if she miscarries, she will be under investigation she may have caused a miscarriage.
Yeah.
So you go to a hospital with the miscarriage, and they're going to investigate you to see what you did prior to that may have led to the miscarriage. And if you're found that you ate something, you took something, you purposely did it, you're going to be sent to jail.
Oh my God, that's scary. But hey, how much further are we from that?
You don't want to get to that, bro. Yeah, dude.
It can.
It has happened. So
I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I get it, man.
It's fucking scary.
But I can see it. But anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, we we probably differ more when it comes to like policies in regards to financing and dealing with the country's ills. But this particular subject, I think we all understand that there's a practical need for a necessary evil. And I just believe that leaving it up to the states is not the way. If the states were like I think we just I went off today in our little infamous text thread.
Oh boy.
If the states basically if the states took
you were so fired up.
Yeah,
you wanted to break off. You wanted to break off into like city,
well,
states,
but that's what I'm saying. So
neighborhood states.
If states, exactly, that's really
zip
what
codes.
It should be.
This zip code allows abortions.
We should be politiques. We should be small city states, because if you think about it, like if the states were to ask, like, you know, I wouldn't say like Fort Worth and Dallas, because anyways,
I mean, you want to have like a council in every zip code with a moat, you know.
But basically, but that's pure democracy, because think about it, like, you know, the state of Texas, if you're not a conservative, or even no, you know what, I'll put this way: if you're not a conservative Christian, your values are not being expressed here, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
they're not.
Yes, they are,
dude. If you're not a conservative Christian, no, when it comes to some of these morality laws and like marijuana legalization, things of that nature, they're basically not doing it because it's like the Christian thing, which is kind of it trumps law.
They allow peyote for Native Americans, you know?
Not here.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. They do not.
Yes,
That's
do.
New Mexico, fool, and Nevada and all those states. We only thing we allow here for Native Americans is for them to like perform. That's it.
Oh, that's cool. All right, I'll pay for that.
So stupid. but nonetheless, I think this is the real thing. Now will be the aftermath, right? Could this energize the Democratic base in the midterms? Could this energize the Libertarian base in the midterms?
Dude, no, it's not going to energize the Democratic base. I'll tell you why. The Democrats had 3-4 years now of complete power. They had Congress. They had Congress and
they had one house. Right. They did. They had one house. Yes.
They had one house. They had the Supreme Court. Then later on, they got both houses. Not the Supreme Court. Both houses and the presidency. And within that time, they used that time to impeach the same man twice.
Yeah, they did.
You know, I mean, come on, guys.
Great use of time.
Great use of time. You had a very limited time and you used it to impeach the same man twice, and it failed.
Yeah, it's just it's just waste of time. I get you.
No, dude, the base is not going to be. They're demoralized. They know what Nancy Pelosi cannot do, and that's anything.
Right.
She can't even remove a president from office.
Yeah, well, you're right. You're right. There's not much she can do other than make billions of dollars somehow off her $200,000 a year salary.
That if you do vote for a Democrat, you're going to be voting for the same Democrats over and over.
Yeah.
They're not going to let in any new blood.
Oh, no.
They don't want to.
Well, they wouldn't even let in the old blood. I mean, Bernie should have fucking won. Like, if you're out there and if you don't think that Bernie Sanders could have beat Trump, you're fucking stupid. Bernie Sanders would have beat the piss shit out of Trump.
Yeah.
Beat him handedly. But the Democrats wanted to have their candidate there. I'll be honest with you. If Bernie Sanders was sitting as the president of the United States right now, the Supreme Court would not have done this. They wouldn't have done this because he would have had so much popular support. They knew exactly what was going to happen. Democrats would be running into the midterms right now without any problems. But
I'm sure. I'm sure of it.
It would have been a much better. It would have been at least a president who believed in what he said.
I think that there would be just the right amount of socialism to keep the American people happy, but not ruin the economy.
Mm-hmm. I think
that's what would have happened.
Yeah, I think he would have. I think what he would have done was, in my opinion, he would have reestablished the baseline. maybe some free colleges here, maybe forgiving some loan debt,
maybe some bank reform.
Maybe he would have reestablished the baseline, and we would have been slightly more socialized, but not socialist. I think he would have given some building blocks that were needed. And then the Republicans would have came and kind of, probably took over and maybe cut taxes and whatever. And we would have had a good balance because then, at least we would have a better platform versus what we have now. And instead, Biden has done jack shit. And I get it. But is this such a polarizing issue that it can possibly keep the old decrepit Democrats in power because of the fact that they're going to run with it? I don't know. I'm thinking this is a big fucking deal. And you're already seeing Republican senators, dude, backing away from it. Murkowski and Collins.
Oh,
these are the two women.
That was, they're the first ones to jump off the ship, man. Come on.
Dude, but they both basically throwing up saying, dude, no. We asked them about this. They said they would never turn. And of course they were lying. Well, so stupid, dude. Like they weren't going to do it.
Well, they said they weren't. I mean, right, I took the word for it.
But the question is will they have this could really drive some Republicans in far more traditional conservative states that are more worried about money versus, morality.
Yeah.
This could drive some of them to have to kind of go, well, that's not what we're saying. You feel me? I mean, this is a big deal because the Democrats are going to bank everything on it now. I mean, fucking Biden right now is is sitting down his jammies, eating some Jello, jerking off to the fact that he doesn't have to worry about the student loan thing anymore. They're going all in on abortion. There will be so much abortion talk from the Democrats that I even think there's a possibility it can move some independents their way because there's been a couple of discussions regarding abortion and, of course, of polls and stuff like that. And one of them stated that 43% of the nation identifies as pro-choice. Okay. 15% of the nation sees themselves as pro-life.
15%. What about the other 30-something percent?
They're contingent on basically the situation. So like if it's, past the second trimester, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, nope, that's my cutoff, not playing that bullshit. Or past the first trimester. But nonetheless, they can live with abortion along stipulations, which was I think what Justice Roberts was trying to do, because of course he's still a conservative. He still wants this because, I
don't know, man.
He does. He was trying to push for something along the lines of the Texas law, 16 to 20 weeks and lock it down. Which honestly, if you made the states live to that, at least there was some type of reproductive, there was some type of choice. But now there's going to be nothing. So will this be enough to drive some independence over and go, I don't really think that I don't think this is what we need to do.
I don't know. Okay, here's what's been happening lately that's gotten Americans a little worried, and that's the erosion of rights.
Yep.
I mean, we saw, the Ministry of Truth happened before our very eyes this week.
Oh, wow.
The erosion of the First Amendment. You've seen, the erosion of abortion rights from women from the other side, from the other side.
Yeah, and this is huge.
This is huge. I mean, you may not like it, but right now it is a right.
It's a freedom
that is being taken away. It's a freedom that's being taken away. So, dude, I don't know. I mean, both sides are taking away our rights.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we will
And
get into this ministry of truth shit.
and every
That's
time that
crazy.
every time that the other side takes a right away from the other side, we cheer it.
Right.
You know, instead of saying, hey, wait a second, you're taking away this person's right to an abortion, even though I may not agree with it, but hey, you're taking away this right. I don't like that.
Right.
The other side, you know, the Twitter lunatics are like, they should be, hey, this minister of truth thing, we appreciate the sentiment, but we don't need your help. Thank you. You know, they should say something like that.
Well, everyone should at some point realize, like, hey guys, guess what? When they come to take your rights, when they come to take the person's rights that you don't like, they will come also and take your rights too.
And then they will cheer you on. They will cheer it on.
Exactly.
Just like you cheered the other one on.
And because freedom is the ability to also let others be free. And I think we have a serious problem now, right?
Yeah.
We have a society collapsing on more. We have all become like these morality like guardians on each end. And I think we feel like it's okay, but it's not. Losing freedom, no matter what it is a problem. And unfortunately, this Supreme Court precedent shows that yeah, freedom's going to be a real fucking problem, guys. Freedom's going to be a real issue. And we're losing it, if you're some fucking neo-crazed liberal trying to ban people off of platforms for things they say, or you're some fucking nutso conservative trying to tell women what to do with their bodies. You're still taking away freedom. And I think in the essence of the forefathers, that's what they wanted, was for us to be free.
Yeah.
And we're losing that.
We are losing it. We are. And you know what? It's a divide and conquer strategy.
Yes, it is.
You divide the people up between blue and red, and you take away their freedoms one by one. When ultimately there's no more freedom left.
Yep.
They've conquered you.
Yep.
So anyway, that's you know.
That's the gist of it. You know, if you feel strongly one way or the other, I mean, you can always let us know. But please try to keep it to the fact that we were trying to do this along more of a factual concept. Morality plays into your own personal life.
Yeah.
Think of things like that. Don't, you know, you shouldn't tell other people what they, you know, you wouldn't go to your neighbor and tell them how to cut their yard. It's not your fucking business. And in a sense,
well, you don't,
unless you put like a dick on it.
If my neighbor had cancer, I would have a real problem with him having paclitaxel and carboplatin, because I just hate those medications. I don't want to have them. No, just no.
Yeah, you can't have them, and I don't want you.
You can't have them. I don't want you to have them.
Even though they work, and they work.
You're killing cells, man.
Right? Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, the darkness we are falling into is fucking crazy. Now it's not as dark as our brothers in China right now, as Shanghai's, and now I think we're beginning with Beijing.
Beijing is starting to lock down, man.
And it's such a, I mean, talk about, you know, just see, that's where we're going, right? We keep this shit up. We're going to become fucking Beijing and Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I mean, I that's what happens when the government starts fucking taking away your freedoms. They don't ever give them back.
No, they don't. What's happening is that you and I and all of America are probably looking at what's happening in China and looking at it in horror. Right. But you have these world leaders who are looking at it in envy. Like, holy fuck.
Oh my God. Like jerking off.
They're jerking off to this shit.
How do they power porn?
How do they do this? I want this.
Oh God. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. Oh, putting spikes outside the door. Oh, okay.
Beat the shit out of him. Beat the shit out of him, white coats.
Oh, beat him hard. I mean, you see like the German chancellor and like the fucking English people. They're like, oh, okay. Oh my God.
Jen Psaki's probably jerking off like that too.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Okay. Get the National Guard. Oh, beat him. Oh, beat him hard. I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, it's fucking scary, right? It's scary as shit. So now, you know, of course, we've been talking about the horrors of Shanghai, and we're starting to see Beijing is also going in the same direction. I think they just limited them. So they started a little slower. but now the restaurants are closed, takeout only, and they haven't impacted curfews and things like that yet, but they are definitely it's on its way. So we do see, ladies and gentlemen, another lockdown for Beijing, which is just madness, right? It's just fucking madness.
I mean, you know what? The only good thing about that is that the smog might finally go down in Beijing.
Doubtful, because guess what? They're
What?
still gonna keep shit. No. That's one thing. The Chinese still gonna try to make some money, so they're just gonna run that shit with no one in there. But they're still gonna be polluting shit. I don't think you can get rid of the smog in China ever. That shit that's there to stay, dude. It's a constant blanket. I mean, it's from what I heard, it's just disgusting.
It is disgusting. I was there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was, yeah, dude.
I heard it
was just like a it was like a beautiful foggy morning, but the fog wasn't like mist. It was factory smoke
and death.
That's Beijing.
Oh my God.
That's Beijing for you.
Well, now, so now at least the inhabitants won't have to smell the outside airs. They'll probably be pretty soon locked in their houses and kept in there for an indeterminate amount of time until
indefinitely
the COVID crisis is resolved. So keep going, ladies and gentlemen. We keep losing rights. We're going to end up just like those assholes locked in our houses, wondering where did it all go wrong. So yeah, man, it's crazy. And you know, the other part of right now is it's also causing jitters in investments, because right now you got a lot of people worried that we're going to have even more supply chain issues with these Chinese cities being locked down. So this has reverberations across the market significantly. It has reverberations for everything. Not to just mention the sad people being locked up.
So I think, what was it? The Department of Labor last month put out the numbers, the employment numbers, and I think they were down. GDP was down.
Yeah. 1.4%.
1.4%. So if it goes down another, if it doesn't meet expectations or it goes down again, we are officially in a recession.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Let's not get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. We're watching our economy completely crash. I mean, yes, the stock market, the stock market keeps bouncing back up, but you got to remember, when you have funny money, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Once the interest rate, so there, I saw another chart today describing the CPI in relation to inflation, and we're at such an inverse that unless we increased the interest rates to somewhere, I think they said the leveling off point's about 12 or 13% interest rates. Imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. 12 and 13% interest rates.
Dude, I mean, I think back in the 80s it was like 20% though.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
back
just
in the 80s
just to catch up, we'd have to go to 12 right now. Imagine that.
Holy shit, dude.
You know what that would take? You know what that would turn a community. So right now we're at 3%. For the banks to lend banks money, whatever, we lend it to. I think we're at like a little over, like under a point. And so, right now to get a mortgage, dude, you're looking at 5.5, 6. Now imagine they go to 12%. No
one's gonna buy houses.
That's a 23% interest rate. That's like that. You might as well just go to your local spaghetti joint. See if Don DeMarco, who the fuck it is, Don DeLuise, go to the back and take a fucking loan from the mob, because it's going to give you better terms than 23% interest on a house. Could you imagine that? The average price of a home is $375,000 a year. If you took a loan and he put down 3%, with 21% interest rate. Oh my God, I got to do the math on this. So hold on. I just to throw this out to everybody, because we've lived with these crazy things. So let's say you bought a house.
You mean you raise interest rates 23%? You're going to kill off an entire generation of home ownerships. A lot of people are going to move back to their parents' homes. New constructions are probably going to stop. If not, they're going to go into the market and they're never going to sell.
Oh my God.
Apartments are, rent is going to go up through the roof.
Oh my God. So, okay, check this shit out. So if you purchase a $375,000 home, which and you put down the 3%. So I'm just calculating a actual loan of $350,000. Right now, the current rate's about 6%. That would leave you, mind you, this is just a mortgage, principal only, $2,000 a month right now. Right.
All right.
Now,
cool.
let's say
I can
you
afford that.
right. Let's say you go to 12%, which is probably what we're going to see in the next couple of years. That's a $3,600 house note. Your house note went up $1,400 a month for the same house. Guess what?
Hey,
that's
what if you go back to
terrifying?
Let's do 20% for shits and giggles, man.
Yeah. No. Oh God, 20%. Ladies, just grab your fucking sack. This is the one that will destroy your life. $350,000 loan, right? Because let's say you buy a $375,000 house, you put 3%. That's around whatever. I'm just gonna say $350,000 is what you need. $5,800 a month.
Who the fuck can afford that, man?
At 20% interest, my friend.
Okay, all right. So basically, you kill off inflation by cutting down people's ability to buy shit, right?
So let's say, and I'm gonna even break it in a little bit more because I love this shit. So $375,000 house, you put a down payment of $20,000 because that's I'm gonna put 3 here. Oh, that's pretty neat. I'm gonna put
3,000.
No, well, I'm gonna
put 3%.
I'm gonna put a 5% down payment because you can't buy a house.
What?
Yeah, you can buy a house with what's it called? You can buy a house with
PMI and all this shit, man. What?
Hold on.
Who wants to pay for PMI?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna throw.
PMI is expensive too.
Hold on. 30-year FHA. You're in the state of Texas, right? Your property taxes are gonna be what? I'm gonna say 2% of 375.
It's 2%.
2%. So that's roughly what? How much per?
It could be like 2.5 if you have mud taxes.
Yeah. So 375 times. Hold on. This is the best part, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be doing math for you today.
Hey, every time Benji's not here, we do math, man. What's up with this shit?
I think because we're fucking nerds.
Oh my God.
We are fucking nerds. 375 times.
We obviously never never popular with the ladies, as you can tell, because we would pull out the calculators during our dates.
Yep.
And we'd be like, hey, do you know what the calculation is for this shit? And our dates would pretty much just leave.
Like, you fucking suck. Let's say PMI is going to be 1%. So PMI will be about $200 a month. So, mind you, you buy a house.
All right.
Let's see, 20%.
Benji would probably not appreciate about this doing math here today.
Probably not.
No,
not at all. Not at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for it. If we were to hit a 20% interest rate, which I'm going to be honest with you, is not unfeasible right now.
It can happen.
You buy a $375,000 loan. You put an $18,000 down payment, which is 5%. You do a 30-year fixed FHA at a 20% interest rate. In the state of Texas, your property taxes are roughly 2%. So that's well, I got to change this number. Hold on. Your property taxes are roughly 9. I'm going to put 10 grand a year.
$6K.
I'll put 10 because it's pretty close.
Yeah, I'm going to say $6K a month probably.
But no, you're close. And you throw in your home insurance, which is, if you get a good rate, $3,000 a year. And of course, you got to think your PMI is going to be roughly a point, half a point to a quarter point. So it's going to be a couple of grand a year. So about $200 a month. You're looking at a $7,200 house note. Now, mind you, that same house right now.
When we were buying, paid off. Fuck that shit.
When we were buying houses, right? This is the crazy part. Get ready to really take your panties off. If you bought a house a couple years ago, same type of house, $375,000, 5% down, the interest rates were 3%. Guess what your payment is now? Well, guess what your payment would have been with taxes, everything, basically. I'm kind of almost computing with taxes. $2,700 a month. That's a big fucking difference. Now, let's just say we meet in the middle of the road. It's not 3. It's not 20. Let's just say it ends up becoming 12. You have a $5,000 house note.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is happening. This is fucking happening.
Oh, no, it's really going to happen. It's really going to happen because inflation is through the roof right now.
and it's going crazy. And guess what,
And
ladies and gentlemen, no one's doing anything about it.
nah.
Neither party is. We're all worried about abortion, or it's student loans, or it's illegals, it's everything else, because
Well,
this is all smoke and mirrors,
those illegals
motherfuckers.
better,
Yeah, they
we
better
gotta
do
take care of those
something.
illegals.
But guess what? All the while, our market's collapsing. We have runaway inflation, and no one has done anything to do anything about it, because both administrations have spent over what, $3.5 trillion in stimulus loans that literally did nothing for the economy.
That was stupid, by the way.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
That was really dumb, man.
That was dumb.
I mean, wouldn't it would have killed them to hire some more people to allocate this money appropriately, instead of just blanketly giving it to people who, instead of giving $300 to the entire nation, how about giving a few $1,000s to people that really needed it, that didn't have jobs, and support those guys?
But they can't do that. They can't do that. You know why? They cannot do it. They can't do it because I'll tell you one fucking thing. If you give something to somebody in this country, you're damn sure. It's like taking your kids to the fucking store and you buy one of them a candy bar. How does that work out? We're a nation of fucking 3-year-olds. And I'll be honest with you, man, we're reaping what we sow. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get all worked up on abortion. You're going to get all worked up on illegals. And you're going to get all worked up on the elections and the midterms. All the while, you fucking finally figure out that you not only can never move because you can't buy another house because you can't afford the house payment, but that all the houses are being bought up by corporate entities that will then rent it to you.
Well, these corporate entities are owned by the politicians that benefit off inflation.
Oh, no, well, they're paying off. They're paying off the politicians to not look at it. Because, guess what? Politicians are always going to be able to afford a house.
Okay, here's the deal.
Yep.
Here's the deal with inflation. And here's why it hurts people. So, of course, prices go up, right? And inflation. Right. And so the value of the money that you get at your job or that you have in your bank account, it goes down because it's worthless now. However, if you are a rich politician or a rich miser or me, you own assets. You don't own any money.
Yeah.
Okay. And so assets, because they're physical property, they go up in price because of inflation, and you just made yourself a whole shit ton load of money.
Yep.
And that's what happens.
And guess
what happens,
Yep. And guess what?
And the people who work on a W-2 who get money every 2 weeks to pay the bills, they're the ones that get screwed over.
Yes.
Big time.
We are. Yep. And us W-2 dumbasses are going to get screwed over. And then guess guess what your raise is going to be next year? 2%. Oh. So now guess what? You're effectively getting paid less every year from your job. Yeah. So every dollar you make is worth less every year. So we really are in a fucked situation. And as we can tell, the market dropped about 10% the last week, the month of April.
Yeah.
I think we saw a high of 36.9. The market closed the other day at 32.8.
That's why.
So that's the 10%.
That's why these politicians, whenever you have these people who pass these bills, like the infrastructure bill or the Build Back Better plan or the Make America Great plan, and they're like trillions and trillions of dollars that go past the Congress, and you're like, fools, don't you see what's happening to the economy? You're causing inflation by adding more money to the economy. They don't care because they own the property.
Yep.
They own assets. They don't give a shit. Their assets are going to increase in price. It's better for them to release all this money and make your money worthless so that their assets can increase in value.
Exactly.
That's why.
And guess what, folks? Your assets are going to increase because you still owe shit. And for people that have a substantial amount of cash in the bank, guess what? It's worth less. But guess what else you can't do? You can't invest it because you're going to lose it. I'm telling you guys, this is one of the worst, if not most sad and disgusting times in our history. So I don't know. You got so many fucking things hitting you left and right, and it's just a sad time. So I think with that, we're probably going to take a little break.
Yeah,
we might be having our illustrious Benjamin James joining us after the break. I think he gave us a text that he might be jumping in, so we can kind of tackle our party in the back.
I mean, at least he can tell us where they can find us. So
Exactly, because we don't fucking know. I mean, we have been doing this shit for what? Like what is this episode 1 million? And we do you even know the email? I don't fucking know it. Do you?
I don't know. I know there's a lot of underscores,
skip
going on there.
and I know we have an Instagram and a Twitter, and it doesn't even retweet my tweets. So all I'm saying is we don't know shit. But the man with the plan, should be joining us in the hold on. He should be joining us shortly, and that'll be after the break. So we'll catch y'all fuck faces in a minute, and spend your money now because it's gonna be worth a fuck less later. So enjoy it while you can. Smoke them if you got them. And we're back. We're back for the rest of this wonderful show and an attack on society and all the wonderful things that we've been hearing. But you know what, guys? Yes, there's problems with abortion. Yes, the market's collapsing. But at least you were not married to Amber Heard. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a fucking travesty. I don't know if you guys have been fucking watching it. I have. The trial with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is a classic, just a classic microcosm and study in why you really need to make sure who you get married to, because shit can get wild. And I mean, by saying shit, I mean, she took a shit on his bed, literally, and then tried to blame it on his dogs. And he was like, no, this is clearly human shit. And she literally lied about the fact that she took a shit on their bed.
That's a classic move. Oh, and I'm here, by the way.
Oh, and by the way, yes, Benjamin James has come back. He is here. He is no longer. I think I said you're in the Netherlands, and then where else did we say? Rick?
I said that Benji was in Jerusalem asking for forgiveness.
Jerusalem. And you're hanging out. Yeah, you're hanging by the Castle Mount. We were worried about your safety for a little bit.
Hey, you know what? I'm in both. I'm a human VPN. I'm fucking wherever I need to be.
Nice. Well, at least you're not on Johnny Depp's bed, because then you would have been shit on. This is the craziest shit. So if for anyone doesn't know, Johnny Depp was in a relationship with an actress named Amber Heard. They, of course,
she bought an Aquaman, by the way.
Yep, an Aquaman, shitty actress. But nonetheless, she is fucking horrible. She basically claimed that he was like beating the shit out of her and tried to come up and made all these allegations. I think this kind of also came around the time of Me Too and a bunch of other stuff happening. And what it did was it literally killed Johnny Depp's career. He was taken off of the Fantastic Beast movie series, which is the J.K. Rowling's, like the expansion of the Harry Potter universe. He was taken off of that. He lost Pirates in the Caribbean part 58. So the dude lost substantial change because he was canceled. But as time went on, everyone realized, oh, fuck, he didn't actually do anything wrong, because he has in the court of public opinion and in actual court produce audio documents that's basically have her saying, talking about how she whooped his ass and attacked him, and no one was going to believe that that it was the other way around. Mind you, she took a chunk of his index finger off, like chopped it off. Yeah, no. She chopped off a piece. Yes.
What was he doing?
Dude, that's
apparently there was an argument. She was flailing around and chopped a piece of his finger off. This is fucking real. This is in court documents. To a chick,
game over right now.
Yeah, he began.
No one would be laughing about this shit.
He began all the love from the homies. But guess what? If you're Amber Heard, you can shit on people's bed, cut off fingers. She attacked him so many times. And the best part was
And
she was trying
gloated
to tell
about it.
everyone, oh, right. And you want to hear what else she did? She walks in and she goes, I was attacked so much that I had to carry a special, and she named the exact brand of the makeup she would use to conceal her bruises. Funny part is that makeup company was like, hey, we didn't invent that till like a year ago.
Oops.
So yeah,
So what
you
the hell
couldn't
were
have
you
been
carrying in your
using our
pocket?
product to cover up the bruises because we never made that back then. So like multiple lies. The lawyer for Johnny Depp states that she has borderline personality disorders. Just madness, just pure fucking madness. So this has been the greatest reality television series you could ever imagine. Poor Johnny Depp was not only doing that, but she was like fucking everyone around her. She fucked like the gardener. She fucked Elon Musk. She fucked like other stars.
Real Elon Musk.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, dude. They were an item, and she was banging away on him, dude. I mean,
How
he
long-
luckily, huh?
How long have Johnny Depp? Like, excuse my ignorance, because I don't know. Like, I know.
Oh yeah.
Like, I know who Johnny Depp is, obviously, but like,
Fucking course.
what? Who? How
21
long have they been
Jump
together?
Street.
Cry
Oh,
baby.
yeah, that's
Right,
21
baby.
Jump Street.
Dope.
That's the shit.
Edward Scissorhands like a motherfucker,
Yeah,
dude.
I used to own season 3 and season 4 on DVD. 21 Jump
Great
Street.
shit.
Fuck
Grico!
Oh yeah, 21 Jump Street was fucking amazing. But anyway, so how long has he been with this chick?
I think they got married in 2015. I think
Oh,
they
they're
officially they were
So this
married
is
in
divorce.
2015, and then they split up. I think around 1819.
So is
And-
this the
Wow.
divorce? This I'm gonna sound like
Yes.
the biggest.
Well, no.
dumbass. Like,
This
is that
is-
what all this is? Or
No,
what
this is
fuck
the
are we-
defamation suit. So they've been divorced.
Oh,
So
okay.
is Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard for $50 million in damages due to the defamation she caused by lying. So this is a civil court case.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing, dude. Everything from shitting on beds to cutting off fingers to her fucking people like while he was in the house to her saying she was on massive amounts of MDMA and mushrooms all the time. It's
I don't see what's wrong with that.
spectacular. No, dude, this is shit is spectacular. She was like, she would like just talk shit to him, like fuck dudes in the house while he was there. She just a horrible fucking wife. So,
While he was there?
dude, bad. It was bad, dude. She shit on his bed during a party. She went and shit on his bed, like took a shit
Dude,
during a
how old
party.
How old is this chick?
She's no, dude. This is not like a child. I think Amber Heard's in her 30s. Let me double check. Hold on.
For real?
Hold on. Amber Heard. Let me see the date of birth.
There's been a trend lately, I think this year, where we have like
She's
Black
36.
China,
36
we
years
have
old.
Okay,
Black
so that's
China.
like,
Yeah, she's a fucking adult.
dude. I was just saying, this year we've had a trend of like toxic femininity. You know, we got Black China, Jada Pinkett, and now Amber Heard. I wonder if Gillette's gonna come up with a commercial talking about, you know, toxic femininity and you know, making sure that this shit doesn't happen to men.
no,
You know?
never.
Never.
Oh,
No one's gonna talk about
bro.
it. There won't be a Super Bowl outlet about it or anything. No
They
one's
should be.
No,
It's
no
just-
should be.
hashtag.
They should
No
be.
hashtag.
You know what
no
they should be?
hashtag.
I'm waiting for the shaving commercial where like they're passing the razors and it's going, girls will be girls, you know, girls will be girls taking shit on beds. You remember that bullshit?
Sleeping
That's
with
bullshit.
young dudes.
Yeah, that like boys will be boys, and it was a men's shaving commercial about, and they're trying to talk about male toxicity. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck off. Yeah, talk about
Exactly. That
female
was Gillette.
toxicity. Yeah, dude, this is fucking nuts.
So I
But
wonder
yeah.
if Chick's gonna come out with their own commercial.
Oh, dude, yeah, they should. Girls will be girls shitting on your bed.
Girls will be girls, shit in your bed, sleeping with, sleeping around,
So
cheating on you.
crazy ass 36-year-old, just fucking nutsoid. So not looking good.
I wonder
Not
what her
looking
parents think though. Do you think her parents are just happy she's out of the house at this point?
Yeah, they're just like, dude, she used to shit on our beds all the time. Like, this isn't new. We were just happy. You know how much we spent on sheets? Yeah, dude, this is fucking crazy. So everything,
I wonder-
it's perfect. It's just fucking,
I wonder
this
how
is
she did it. Did she, like,
America right now.
did she like stand on her mattress and squat, you think? Or do you think it was kind of like she was laying down and took a shit? I wonder how she did that.
Oh, bro, fucking Johnny Depp, when he explained it, I heard it on Rogan, the way he talked about it. He was like, well, she apparently, like he tried to say like shit without saying defecation. It was fucking amazing. Like she apparently shit in the middle of his bed. So she did the whole, she got on the bed, popped a squat, and dumped a load on his bed.
Oh, I wonder I was just with the sheets.
Dude, I don't even know. And so he's like, oh yeah, well, I got the cleaning people to take care of it. I mean, imagine that cleaning person. And then she got into, she not only did that, but she got into arguments and fired all the help staff. Not a very nice person. Oh, guess where she's from? Oh my God, I didn't know this.
Where?
She was from Austin.
Oh no.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
That makes sense.
It does.
It does kind of.
It's
like
just, it definitely sounds Austin like qualities.
So, anyways, crazy bitch destroyed Johnny Depp's career and is now in the middle of a defamation lawsuit.
Because you know that if that was a Houston girl, there would be no shit in the bed. There would be a murder in the house.
Oh, exactly. Johnny Depp be dead. He'd be dead.
Yeah,
dude. He'd be dead. And there'd be two guys hanging outside. Yeah, there'd be two guys hanging outside. I'd be like, "Where's Johnny Depp? Don't worry about it, man." Dude, what's the problem here?
Johnny's not with us anymore. Okay,
Johnny's not here. Okay, Johnny went to the restroom. Okay, he takes that shit real fucking personally. So get the fuck out of here. I mean, yeah, dude, it's nuts. It's fucking madness. So, anyways, if you guys get a chance, you guys got to catch up on just hearing some of the testimony from Depp, especially the way he described the shit. The shit was the greatest thing I've ever heard. So yeah, that's it. Remember, be careful who you marry. Trust me on that one too.
Can I ask something about Johnny Depp? Because it's been a minute since I've really caught up with Johnny Depp. You know, like I know, you know me, man. Like if anything happened prior to, well, like any, I don't want to age myself too hardcore, but let's just say like I don't know much about the current state of affairs with Johnny Depp's life. Is he like doing okay, or is he like are we in rough times?
Oh no, he has all
He's
the
still
money.
rich, I think.
Oh, he has all the money. He has
I know
all the money in the universe. Yeah, no, he's still cool.
Is he like Fat Elvis at this point? Val
no,
Kilmer style,
you know, I'll be
quite
honest with you. I mean, does he look older? Yeah, but no, dude,
Yeah, he
didn't waste away. He didn't do the Fat Elvis thing.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll say this.
I give him props.
I've seen images of
He's holding up, bro. He's holding up.
No, he looks good because you got to realize he's way older than us, and for his age, he looks pretty decent. I just didn't know if he had fell on, because I don't know. I haven't really seen him. Has he done any movies, or is he kind of all? He's
well, no, but so his last, I think the last big movie he did was Fantastic Beasts, where he came out as being Grindelwald. And so who's the major bad character in the movie, and he was supposed to have a significant part in the next movie, which is the one that just came out, The Secrets of Dumbledore, which I actually went to go see with my kiddos. It's not bad. I like it. Some people got real shitty about it, but you guys get to grow the fuck up. The movie's not going to complete your soul.
No, it's true. That's
you know what I'm saying? It's just meant to you chill out for a couple hours, eat some popcorn. Come on, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, it is.
So, but anyways, they had to replace him with another actor who did a great job. I mean, it was very well done, but he was supposed to be in that. So he missed on a lot of money. And then apparently he said that Pirates of the Caribbean 6, he was negotiating for when all this shit popped off. So he lost $26 million from that deal.
Oh, he should sue her for
canceled. Well, that's what he's suing her for. He's suing her for about $50 million in defamation. So it's fucking nuts, guys. It's fucking nuts. So word of the wise, be careful who you marry, because they may take a shit on your bed. But moving on, some other craziness. While the world's falling apart, markets are collapsing, you know, chicks can't get abortions. Pretty soon, dogs and cats living together. You know, Ukraine, there's some senators that basically want to make sure that that there's some more hearings on what's going on in the skies. So right now there has been I guess the Senate's trying to move on hearings about aliens. What the fuck is going on? Like literally everything's falling apart. But
and like you guys pointed out in the text thread too, notice how anytime this stuff pops up, it's right in the midst of fucking abortion, like all these other news stories, and it just kind of gets all shuffled up in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yep. And it's a UFO briefing, so it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, we'll see. I'll be interested to see what comes out of this. I do feel I did want to say this. You know, we've on the show hyped up a lot of, and for good reason. I mean, there's reason to keep getting hopeful because of all these new developments in the last few years with, you know, UAP, the task force, and these different government agencies that are now assigned to cover these things. I don't know. I just hope that this part of me kind of feels at this point like some of this is more of an effort to like control the narrative as opposed to actually, but I don't know. I could be wrong. What do y'all think? You think anything significant will come out of this?
I'll be quite honest with you. Every time they do this shit, they like you said, it's hidden in the weeds. You know, they'll like, oh, this is going on. This is going on. Oh yeah, abortion. Let's see about these aliens.
Yeah.
You know, because now with like a lot of the Freedom of Information Acts and stuff like that, there's a lot more, not necessarily transparency in government, but a lot of things can be seen with their actions. So I don't know. It seems like this, like they're running this. They only really try to run this shit whenever it's really fucked up. Whenever things are all kind of falling apart, then they're like, oh, let's try to get this out.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is trying to figure out where we're at in terms of the technology we're using to detect what these things are. I think that's what's happening. So I don't know what they're trying to find out, or, you know, have there been any more sightings, any more releases from the Pentagon?
No, that's what they're reviewing. So
yeah,
they're reviewing new secret documents of recent or not released information regarding UFO and unidentified aerial phenomena. So it's another data dump.
Nice. All right.
So
see what happens.
So it's
videos and pictures, huh?
Well, what happens is we have no idea, but they are definitely still trying to find out what this shit is in the sky, because they apparently have no idea what it is still. So I find it just crazy how it happens while everything else is happening. You know, it's like like covered up.
You know what else too I've noticed is that in the last like couple years, you never hear about any like sightings anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, in other words, now that they've kind of got the grasp around this on the government front, I feel like they have more ability to sort of sweep the shit under. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you just don't hear of like.
No, I get you. I totally. Yeah, I don't hear the folklore.
Like every 6 months or so, you'd catch like a little sighting. So I got a couple thoughts on that. One, if it is something that we completely are unaware of, then that would be a little suspicious that all of a sudden none of these things are reported. So check this out. This is kind of thinking a little bit. It's just kind of a brain experiment or thought experiment. What if like all along, right? And this is not a bizarre theory. This has been brought up by a lot of people. If it is, just advanced technology that we already know about, but that's just secret, it would stand to reason, right? Like it would go along those same lines. If all of a sudden they are kind of controlling how it's presented, that all of a sudden just like zip, we never see them anymore. Do you see what I'm getting?
No, I get you. Well, I wonder if part of it has to do with people being locked up because of COVID for so long.
That maybe that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe part of it's the fact that they've been locked in COVID for so long.
Yeah.
So, but I get you. It seems like things since we started talking about it, now no one's seeing them almost, right?
Right. So in other words, like the whole time where we're like, oh, what are these things? So what are these? You know, the whole time it could have been like they knew.
Right.
And now that they're upfront about the fact that they're actually acknowledging this and they're looking into it, then it's kind of like, oh, well, we never see them anymore.
Well, that
in
and
other
also,
words, they're
everyone
Go
has a smartphone. You know, everyone has a smartphone with like awesome cameras
Yeah.
now, and nobody can pull out their phone and to document these things anymore. I don't get that. People back then used to have camcorders that they would catch these
Yeah.
things on.
Yep.
They had to put the tape in, press play, wait for the thing to load, and they would still catch UFOs.
Yeah.
Right.
But now we have smartphones with awesome cameras that are instantaneously recording at a moment's notice, and we can't catch anything anymore. I don't get that.
Because they're not putting them out there. That's my point.
Yeah.
Like before they were having them out there, you know, on the base, you might every now and again have somebody kind of get lucky and catch something. But yeah, you're right. Like now the airspace is too flooded with potential, you know, devices that could capture it. So there's almost like it's just, and also too, like Google Earth. So there's nowhere to really hide this stuff from the public. You know, if you're going to conduct some sort of experiment. So why not build an entity that, much like, so the CDC, right, could control the narrative when it comes to diseases, which obviously they did such a great job and entrusted us into their competency. But so it's, in other words, I'm just kind of playing a little game where it's like riding down the sort of skeptical path of like what they're really up to. I don't know, more and more I start to lean on the side of their it's just an effort to sort of just very slowly leak how the public perceives and how the public kind of digests this, you know, this stuff.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with Congress, well, I shouldn't say that. Hopefully Congress will just get to the bottom of it and see what comes up, man. I mean, we may just be disappointed, you know, as usual, but we'll see. Anyway.
Yeah. So,
and
I think with that, we're going to kind of start wrapping these things up.
Wrapping it up.
And make sure you wrap it up if you're visiting a young lady, because you're not going to be able to get maybe be super careful.
Or if you're with Amber Heard, wrap it up.
Yes, because she's just going to shit on your bed. So
hey, you know what?
No protection against that. Just rubber sheets.
But you know who's going to bank is all the manufacturers of like Plan B.
Yeah, well, that's like, but the question is if they still allow that. That's
they will.
I don't know, brother. I don't know. We can't be 100, but that's that Plan B is for another time and another show, because I'll tell you one thing, they're coming for you.
That's right.
I'm pretty tired, actually. I think I'll go to bed.
Yeah, Cohen Bear's coming for you. She's coming for you.
Hey, when you get up there, just make sure Amber Heard didn't take a shit on your bed, bro.
No shit. All right, hey, I know you're friendly with her, so hopefully there's not just a big log waiting for you with some Captain Crunch in there.
A big stinky log. Yeah.
Captain Crunch?
Yeah,
is that part of the...
She looks like Captain Crunch chick.
You know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, there's some people that would pay for that, to have a girl shit in your bed.
Of course.
Yeah, fucking that dude.
I saw that on Howard
McAfee
Stern
guy.
one time.
The McAfee dude.
The McAfee guy, yeah.
He used to pay chicks to take a shit on his face. It was hard.
Yeah.
All of them talked about it.
So
you know, that's the rule of thumb, right? If you can conceive of it, not only does it exist, but it's a genre of porn.
Yeah.
Like guaranteed, right?
Oh yeah.
Like a whole genre.
Anything you can
anything you could conceive of in your head is already a whole genre of porn.
Octopus porn.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking, dude, it's going there.
Clorox wipe, hand sanitizer porn.
But with that, we're not gonna start podcaster porn in this one. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna call an end to the evening. Where can they find us, B?
They can find us at skipthenoisepodcast@gmail.com. And if you haven't noticed, I have not been active on the social medias. I don't think that's a permanent thing. I'm just gonna level behind the curtain style. I had to take a goddamn break, dude. Social media was fucking oozing into it was not, I don't know. I just had to back away. So if you've sent me messages on DMs, things like that on skip_the_podcast, that's our Instagram, and then Twitter is skip the noise PO1. I apologize for the inactivity on that if you have sent a message, and I didn't drop off the face of the earth. I just had to take the shit off of my fucking phone for a minute. I'm just trying to cool down a little bit. We'll get back involved in that, but that's why. If you've noticed all the kind of Instagram family on there, why we've been absent is because of that. We're still doing the show. We're still putting out. We're never going to stop that. But I did have to just take a goddamn break, man. It happens.
It happens. You got to replenish. You got to replenish and rebuild. Replenish and rebuild.
Yeah, we still have all the accounts though. TikTok, Skip the Noise,
Rumble,
all that shit. Fucking yeah, even on Snapchat. So
nice.
Just fine. Right. Just search it up. Skip the Noise everywhere you go.
All right. Well, we love you, motherfuckers. Y'all hope you have a good night, and we'll be seeing y'all next week.
That's right. Next week, episode 100.
Nice.
Wow.
Motherfuck. Hell yeah. Skip the Noise.
Remember, everyone, bring the red panties because it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be all the way live. Y'all take care. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Deuce.